We are going through the best player props for today. We are going through the best mathematically profitable PrizePicks entries. So again, the way that PrizePicks works is any two-pick entry, you have two player props in your entry, you're just getting plus 200 odds. $100 in your entry to win 300, of which $200 is profit, $100 is your stake, your entry. That's just plus 200 odds, right? It doesn't matter if I take Brett's over, his under. This does not change, right? Two picks in your entry is plus 200 odds. So let's use OddsJam to find value because we showed in previous videos that essentially PrizePicks is giving you an implied price in a two-leg entry of minus 137 on both of your bets, right? So you need to be winning each pick in your PrizePicks entry over 57.74% of the time to break even on a two-leg entry, right? A two-leg entry plus 200 odds. So, you're staking 100 to win $200 in profit. You need to win 1 out of 3 two-pick entries to break even, right? You win $200 of profit, then you can lose $100 twice. You need to win 1/3 of your two-pick entries on PrizePicks to break even, which implies you have to win each pick 57.74% of the time. So basically, PrizePicks is giving you an implied price of minus 137, and we want to look for picks in our PrizePicks entry that have implied win probabilities above 57.74%. So the first one we can see is Dube under 2.5 shots on goal. So if we go into the Flames game, you can see this is what's so fascinating about PrizePicks, right? It doesn't matter if you're going with the over or the under, they are not changing the price on you, right? FanDuel has the over at plus 140 and the under at minus 190. For PrizePicks, it's minus 137 implied odds on both sides, right? Crazy. Caesars plus 150, minus 180, plus 150 on the over. PrizePicks has this minus 137. It would be a disaster to include Dube over 2.5 shots on goal in your PrizePicks entry. But there's a ton of value on the under, which we can see right here, right? This is positive EV. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, is pricing this at minus 202. We are getting an implied price of minus 137 from PrizePicks. Absolutely ridiculous. So if we throw this into a zero vig odds calculator, plus 146, minus 202, we can see that the fair line, once you remove the vig from Pinnacle's market, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, the fair line is minus 164.54 on Dube, under 2.5 shots on goal. We are getting an implied price of minus 137 from PrizePicks. So this is a positive EV pick to include in our two-pick entry. And the win probability for our bet is 62.2%. So 0.622. And this is Dube under 2.5 shots, right? The fair line is, if we go back here, minus 164.54, which is exactly what we see on the OddsJam positive EV page. So OddsJam shows you what the mathematically profitable sports picks are to include in your PrizePicks entry. So we'll go back here. The implied minus 164.54. Again, Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, is implying that this bet has a win probability of 62.2%, which beats the break-even win percentage we need for a two-leg entry, right? For a two-leg entry to break even, we just have to win each leg 57.74% of the time. This pick on Dube under 2.5 shots on goal is positive EV and is winning 62.2% of the time according to the DVIG market from Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. Again, if you don't understand a no-vig odds calculator, I recommend that you read this multiple times, and we'll include it in the description on YouTube. Now, the next pick we are going with on PrizePicks is Trouba under 2.5 shots on goal. Very similar reason, right? Just look at the value. Sportsbooks are pricing the over plus 140. It's minus 137 on PrizePicks. It would be a disaster to include the over in your PrizePicks entry. It's such a terrible price. The under, however, is positive EV. Sportsbooks are pricing this at minus 175, minus 188. We're getting an implied price of minus 137 from PrizePicks, and the zero vig line from Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker out there, to get an estimate of our fair win probability is 60.74%. And again, we are beating the break-even win probability on both of our picks on PrizePicks. So 0.6074. I believe that's what we saw. 0.6074 and minus 154.71 is the zero vig fair odds, the devigged odds, the true odds once you remove the juice. Trouba under 2.5 shots, right? So essentially, we're getting plus 200 odds. We have two uncorrelated picks in our entry, right? The Hurricanes game in Trouba having under 2.5 shots has no correlation to Dube having under 2.5 shots. So to figure out the win probability mathematically quantified for our entry, we just multiply the win probability for each leg, which again, we're just finding by devigging the market on the sharpest bookmaker in the world. Because this is the way sportsbooks work, right? Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there, their model is pricing that Trouba under 2.5 shots on goal is 60.74% to hit, which implies a zero vig line of minus 154.71. That is the fair odds, the true odds, according to the sharpest, most efficient sports betting market. Then they're adding in the vig, right? Sportsbooks make money. They don't charge you a direct fee for placing, a bet. That's not how sportsbooks work, right? The way that sportsbooks work is they add in vig. They add in a spread to their market. So what we're doing is we're reversing that, and we are using the sportsbooks market to go in reverse and find their win probability, right? Sportsbooks are finding their win probability, adding in vig. We are finding the market to back out the zero vig win probability. So 2 picks on PrizePicks. I'm throwing $100 on this. 2 pick entry, under. Dube, Trouba, under 2.5 shots on goal. Let's go. Entry submitted. Boom. Let's go. So pretty happy about that. And then the win probability, again, for our 2 pick entry on PrizePicks is just Dube under 2.5 shots on goal times Trouba's implied win probability from Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there. And we see that we're 37.78% to win this 2 pick entry, right? Which means our loss probability is just 1 minus our win probability, right? 1 minus our win probability is our loss probability. So $100 in our entry to win $200 of profit. That means, right, that the EV of our PrizePicks entry is roughly $13. Insane edge on this entry. Absolutely insane edge, right? Win probability, 37.78% of the time we're winning $200. The other 62.219% of the time we're losing our stake of $113 in EV. Mathematically profitable PrizePicks entry. Let me know if you tail. Let me know if you lock it in. Let's make some money. NHL player props, best player prop picks for tonight.